Hi roses, my name is Tianna and welcome to today's reading about what is coming towards you in Pisces season. This reading is for fire signs, so that is if you have an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising sign. Please take this as it resonates, and if you enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And for more tarot content with me, you can find my Twitter account at Tianna Rose Tarot, or use the link in the description box to book a personal reading with me. So for Pisces season, we have Moonlight Goddess, Repressed Emotions, Healing, Reflection, and Goddess of Creation, Transformation, Creativity, and Wholeness. So for you guys, I see us going from this card into this card throughout this season, kind of going from a period of maybe some things that you've been struggling with emotionally, big changes that are happening in your life, feelings that you've kind of kept repressed over a long period of time but are starting to come to the surface, doing a lot of reflecting and healing work, and then moving from, this goddess energy, which is kind of more the moon energy, more kind of based on insecurities or working through your subconscious, into this other goddess energy of creation here, where you can actually channel the things that you've gone through into new ideas, new creative projects, turning that into a new way of expressing the things that you've gone through and the things that you're feeling. So this is a major transformative process for you. It is not something that's going to happen overnight, but you are going to start to see how you can turn maybe some of the hardships that you've experienced into something a lot more positive and productive for you. Of course, the healing journey looks different for everyone. It is not linear. However, you are learning new ways to express things and kind of enter a new period, and finding ways that can show up in your life that they haven't been in the past, something that you can actually turn it into something good for you. Because we do have this, eventual kind of feeling of wholeness. That doesn't mean that everything's going to feel perfect for you, but it does mean that you're going to start to recognize that you are right where you need to be. I see some of you taking some time during Pisces season to really look back on what you have achieved, what you've been working towards, doing a lot of this reflection process. And it's important to take time now to appreciate all of the work you have done, even if you're not quite where you need to be. I think with this devil energy here, there are some things that are making you kind of question if you're doing good enough yet. A lot of these subconscious fears and insecurities are getting in the way of allowing you to express yourself in the way that you want to. And so during this season, you guys are going to have the opportunity to turn those insecurities into new projects, new momentum is what I'm hearing, and no longer letting these blocks get in the way. If you're feeling too self-critical or you're worried about what other people are going to think, it's going to prevent you from being able to really make any of that movement. But this is just supposed to be any kind of movement. It's allowed to be messy. In fact, I think it's especially good when it is messy. You're getting the opportunity to reflect back on any habits, any mindsets, any people in your life that are not serving you anymore. I should also mention that we have both the numbers 2 and 7 coming up here multiple times. So those may be significant to you at this time as well. We have the card Hammer, So for some of you, this can represent self-sabotage or other forms of sabotage. So in connection with the Devil card here, as we were saying, there could be situations in which either you are kind of self-sabotaging and getting in your own way before you can even just begin something, or that you're feeling either the intentional acts of somebody else to sabotage, or maybe it's something that they're not doing intentionally, but that's just how you're interpreting it. But I do see you continuing to work on it. You're going to be persistent in this season, and even if you might feel like giving up at times, there are still going to be some feeling in the back of your minds that this is a direction that you want to move towards. So even though you might have some voices telling you not to do something, you're going to be feeling some instinct to not give up just yet, even if it's small. And then over time, that is going to continue to grow as you build up that momentum. And then we have the cards both seduction and addiction. So these can both refer back to the Devil card as well. For some of you, this is, as I said, a habit that is not serving you anymore. For some of you, this is a person. It could just be a pattern of the way that you interact with other people, the way you interact with yourself, those negative self-thoughts, those habits that you turn to that even though you might know that they're not helping you, they still kind of prevent you from doing the work that you know that you should be doing, but it's kind of like a procrastination in a way, and might feel better in the moment, but in the long run, it can cause more difficulties. And so during this season, you're really going to be reflecting on all of those things, kind of taking stock of your life and deciding what you want to keep and what you want to let go of. Again, it might not happen overnight. Those are things that are really kind of ingrained in both individuals and in society as a whole. They can be difficult to break out of, but it is a process that will ultimately help you in really beautiful ways. Lastly, we have the card Lightning. So for some of you, this is going to be a revelation or an epiphany of some kinds. This could be something that somebody else says or something that you learn that changes the way that you approach things. It could just be an intuitive message that comes to you. For some of you, this is like a major wake-up call, and it is a moment that you really realize that you want to put something in the past. We once again, though, have this term transformation here. So I do see for all of you, whatever in this reading is resonating with you, whichever, whether it's a person, a habit, a pattern, there are all things that we might want to let go of, big or small. But overall, in this Pisces season, you're going to be going through a transformation. And when you come out the other side, you are going to be a totally different person. Again, that's not necessarily a short process. It might not feel like you're making that progress in the moment, but you're going to be able to see, and the people around you are going to start to notice as well, that you're carrying yourself differently, that you are possibly making more money because you're channeling that energy into something that is a lot more kind of fruitful and productive in those ways, or just that you seem happier in general and you're able to dedicate your time towards things that really feel fulfilling to you. And I do think that you're going to be able to look back at this time and be proud of yourself for all of the hard work that you've done. And even if you make mistakes along the way, even if it isn't perfect, that is part of the process. And it can be really beautiful to maybe find some way to document this process for yourself so that you have something to look back on. As we were talking about at the beginning, this could be some kind of creative project. So maybe you're channeling the things that you've worked through into some form of art. This could be whatever feels good to you, but so that you have kind of a physical representation of what you've been through, not so that you can feel bad about it. Ideally, this is something that you feel maybe inspired by, or just a reminder that you have come such a long way. And then I want to get a few romance cards for you guys, because I know some of you are going to be wondering what is happening in your love life during this Pisces season. For some of you, you will be leaving behind a specific person that was maybe causing some more toxicity in your life, or a negative pattern that you don't want to continue. This person could be somebody that you've kind of taken part with in one of these habits, if that resonates. And therefore, if you quit the habit or decrease the amount that you're doing it, or however that makes sense in your specific situation, that you may decide that this person also is either not helping in that process, or that you're no longer interested in being around them because you're starting to see things in a different way. So for some of you, you are going to be seduced in some way. This could be a positive or a negative, but there's definitely some attraction here, somebody moving towards you. It could feel very quick or sudden. You want to look out for any kind of codependency at this time. But we do have, it is safe for you to love, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So for some of you, you may be in a situation right now where it doesn't feel safe. And so it's really important, as we were saying, to reflect on your current situation and realize whether you do feel safe or not. The universe is reminding you that you deserve to feel safe enough to love. And so that doesn't necessarily mean that this situation is a place where you actually are fully able to open up and be yourself. But if you notice that you're not feeling that way, that is definitely something to pay attention to. It is also a reminder that no love is guaranteed, that there is always a bit of risk involved, but you can trust in yourself to know that you're going to be okay no matter what. And so even if something doesn't always go the way that you expected, trust that you are still safe and work on building that up for yourself. And then we have release your ex. So for some of you, if you have been dealing with somebody in your life that is bringing in some more toxic energy, you are going to be going through this process of letting that person go, and then able to call in somebody who will feel truly safe and fulfilling for you. Lastly, we have trust, as I was saying. Trusting in yourself first and foremost. Trusting in the universe, spirit, however that resonates for you, and the path that you are on. Trusting that you are not going to end up in the wrong place. That you can pay attention to those signs and make adjustments when you need to. And paying attention to whether you can trust the person that you are in a connection with. If you have been finding yourself with a lot of trust issues in the past, it makes complete sense that you might be coming in with a bit more of a self-sabotaging mindset or feeling those insecurities. And so you want to make sure that you're not projecting those onto someone. However, listen to your intuition. Know that it's not completely in your head necessarily. While there might be some situations where there are negative voices in your head just based on those things from the past, that is something that is being triggered within you. So don't ignore those feelings, but try to get to the source of them. And once again, channel those into some kind of creative or expressive field that feels good to you. All right, I hope you have an incredible Pisces season. Thank you, fire signs.